Hello everyone. Today I will be having a conversation with Mr. Prajesh Banerji. Um, so let's see when he comes on, we will be talking to him. How are you, Bashir Ahmed Khan, Imran Mia, Assalamu alaikum, Imran Bhai. I'm waiting for 18th of March. It's coming soon. Only a few days left, so keeping my fingers crossed, inshallah. And Sharia Rao is watching, Sami Chamanwala Bhai, Assalamu alaikum. Bashir Ahmed saying, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam, Bashir. Abdul Hadi is watching, Farooq Wahab Nayyar is watching. Bring them on camera. Absolutely, Farooq Sahab. As soon as the gentleman comes, we will bring him on the camera. I'll read the shout outs meanwhile. Bashir Ahmed Khan is saying, आपको देख के खुशी हुई काफ़ी जी बहुत शुक्रिया चलें आपने बताया काफ़ी खुशी हुई इसका मतलब ये है कि कुछ थोड़ी सी कसर रह गई यानी बहुत खुशी नहीं हुई नहीं मजाक कर रहा हूँ जी फारूक वहाब नैयर साहब कह रहे हैं अस्सलाम वालेकुम वालेकुम अस्सलाम फारूक साहब जनाब कैसे मिजाज हैं आपके और वसीम अशरफ इज़ वाचिंग कह रहे हैं ब्रिंग देम ऑन कैमरा सर बिल्कुल बिल्कुल जनाब जैसे ही वो आते हैं मैं उनको कैमरे पे लेकर के आऊँगा और आबिद अली इज़ वाचिंग आबिद अली सर कैसे हैं आप खालिद मसूद सुराया सिंह सलाम सो एक सेकंड मुझे दीजिए आप लोग मैं ज़रा उनको देखूं कि वो कहाँ हैं ठीक है जनाब मैसेज हो गया है जी आ गए हैं जनाब तो मैं इनको ऐड करता हूं और ऐड के जनाब तो आई होप के हेडिंग दिखा रहा है मुझे और
हेलो गुड
हाँ
इवनिंग
जी
सर
गुड इवनिंग जनाब कैसे मिजाज हैं आपके हाउ आर यू सर
आई एम ऑल फाइन विद ऑल योर blessings.
Awesome. So, viewers, we have Mr. Prajesh Banerji with us all the way from West Bengal, India, and we'll be having some fruitful conversation. It's going to be inspirational conversation for you. Shreya, you're watching. Thank you so much, Prajesh ji. Shreya is a great journalist. She is in grade 12 right now. But she's doing phenomenal job. So you should be talking to her as well. And
Hello.
Ben Tran is watching. Naeem Ahmed Pirzada is watching. Sami Chamanwala is saying, Assalamu alaikum, my dear sir. How are you and your family? Everybody is good. Alhamdulillah, everything is good. Aima Khan is watching.
How are you, everybody? Sami.
So once again, welcome, Prajesh ji. Thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate it. So tell us about yourself. Where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
Firstly, let me say that I am honored to be with you here in this forum, having a lovely conversation with you. I am Prajesh Banerji from India, one of the eastern states, West Bengal. And I was in the Air Force as a fighter pilot. After finishing off my career there, I wrote 2 books, one based on my personal experiences. The other is little important for mankind as a whole. It's a philosophy, complete political philosophy, covering every aspects of life. It is titled Humanism. And thereafter I came across in the social media a group called Reunification of the Subcontinent, which I had observed in my books also, that is a human necessity rather than a political field match of a contest. So I joined the group and now actively trying to motivate people, because the idea is not to encroach upon the sovereignty of states. Once the history has created such formations that cannot be undone. But what can surely be done is regain our ancestral inheritance of mutual love, respect, and coexistence. And also to point out that in that lies not only benefit for all of us, it will also be a balancing factor in the East-West conflict that goes on, and human life is indignified for their narrow ulterior motive of profit.
Right. I'm sure that there is a... Sorry, go ahead.
Please, sir, you go ahead.
No, I was saying that there is definitely, I second you on that, Prajesh ji. There is a need for unification. We have the same culture, we have the same background, you know, and these political barriers, they really stop people from uniting with each other. So that's really important that we have to be united, we have to be together. We are neighbors and we have to be together. Now, you might know I have recently joined an organization that's known as InSync Production and Events based out of Rawalpindi, Pakistan. And I'm managing that company as a managing director. And they are producing record labels and musics and things like that. So our motto is music beyond barriers. So we are using music to really unite people from India and Pakistan, you know, and all over the world, the rest of the world as well. But there is definitely a need to really unite. So we sometimes we use a Bollywood artist, and we have a Pakistani singer. Sometimes we use Pakistani musicians, Lollywood musicians, and have a Bollywood singer singing, you know, our numbers. So things like that. And we are honored that we are working with Krishna Beora from Bollywood. He's a well-known singer, very learned singer. He has been singing for quite some time, and he has great numbers under his belt. And so we have Pakistani singers as well with us. So we are trying whatever we can at our level to really unite the two countries. So coming back to your career, you said you were in the Royal Indian Air Force. And is it still called Royal Indian Air Force, or it is Indian Air Force?
It is Indian Air Force. Royal word was dropped at independence, so it became Indian Air Force. Same thing for PAF also. But the fact is, the aspects that you brought out on the social and cultural exchanges. See, cultural exchanges and entertainment cannot be contained with a border.
Correct.
They will go across the border and they create a goodwill, impression about a nation. People like them. I'm talking of, suppose there is a singer from USA or Argentina, people are loved. They watch those cultural exchanges. The point is, the border contains the human flow. And as long as human beings don't interact with each other, when there is a wall, you start deluding about facts which may or may not exist at all. So the reunification forum is what we are trying to attempt is create a consciousness in the people that it is for their benefit. And once we have an open border policy, of course, government regulated. Like in, say, any airport, nobody is stopped because he is a different nationality. But there are rules and regulations for safety, security, everything. So within those rules and regulations, instead of treating as a foreign country, if we treat it as an open border extension of us, both Pakistan people gain by seeing Indians, whether they are having a real sense of animosity against them, or is it just created by the media, which is a carrier of political motivation. because creating that kind of decent people, you have imaginations of things that may or may not exist at all. So
Right.
opening the borders and people exchange, social exchange cannot be stopped with any borders. I'm talking of cultural exchange, like songs and all. They will come. But human beings are stopped. It is our ancestral inheritance. People
Yeah.
have moved around in this subcontinent since ages, not today. One colonial power, in a sense of vengeance, creates dissent so that we keep fighting among ourselves like fools, and we don't rise up as a noticeable power. That becomes the hassle. So what I believe is our political leaders failed us here by creating this barrier called the partitioned border.
Now, Prajesh ji, let me say this. Who are these political leaders? You know, they are us, basically, right? They represent us. We bring them, be it India or be it Pakistan, right? We bring them on board. And when they go and sit in the assembly, they they're different people. You know, suddenly they change and they abide by certain policies or things like that. So, I mean, you're right. People should be informed. People should be aware. But again, the leaders who are coming from us, amongst us, they should really work hard on uniting the two countries and, you know, creating a free border so that people can go freely in between countries
Absolutely,
without
that is the
any
goal.
hesitation, any issues. Exactly. So now you had an interesting career with the Indian Air Force. Tell one memorable incident or whatever happened that is, you know, that you still remember from your career.
See, fighter flying is an unique experience. Only a very little fraction of mankind has got that taste, especially because it is very expensive. So we cannot afford it. It is the nations, it is the people who bear the cost of giving us that experience. And it is a unique thing. It cannot be shared because fighter pilots, they have their own message, own communication system. But one of them that I could share, it was in my early training stages. We were doing night flying in the moon phase, okay, and it was October, so monsoon clouds had still not vacated the airspace. So flying was not allowed till around 12 o'clock. And after that, suddenly half of the sky cleared with cumulus puffs of clouds. So there was a call from our CFI, go to the aircraft and all. So we took off. So when I was entering the cloud, those white patches with the silver light of the moon, there was little less of visibility. But as you exited the cloud, there was a total layer of a silver below and jewels sparkling in the sky.
Wow.
So that sight actually gave me a feeling that people run after gold and silver metals, but this is the real wealth of nature. It doesn't need
That's right.
anything. One view of it, like you buy diamonds or you buy gold to view it because we can't consume it. So it sparkles, it attracts us. But the real attraction is the nature. So
That's right.
people lose out on viewing and experiencing the real wealth for some insignificant wealth. Keep fighting on them. It is better to be a nature lover than wealth lover.
Right. Right. No, that's great. That's great. So you said you are author of two books, and are there any other books that you are in the process of writing or creating? Tell us about that.
At this moment, I am not in the process of writing, but I have thought of my last work will be an interpretation of the two great epics, because mostly what I have found is these epics are an ocean, but people find their images in the epic. That means everybody creates an impression that this is this, this is this. It is actually his own image, not the image of the epic. It holds hell of a lot of wealth. So the real interpretation of those epics, on that part, I would like to contribute to mankind.
Good, good, good. That's awesome. That's great. So, from your experience, can you guide the youth that how they can improve their lives? Tell us about that, please.
See, today's youth has got so much of information, especially within their hands, that they have become completely disrespectful to the process of this collecting of this information. That means they are not going into the depth of how it came, and they are not developing the respect for that information which is readily available to him. Somebody who gets food in the platter, he doesn't know the effort of a farmer that goes in, the toils, and how that grain was produced after how much of struggle, and more important is how mankind came to know that grain can be planted in this manner so that it can give us the food. So you have a total shallow approach to life that makes them disrespectful. What the young people, they must understand is, life is a beautiful gift that they have got. They did not wish to be created. They have been created. And if they waste this life without experiencing the existence in totality, it is a foolish endeavor. That means you give somebody a smartphone, but he doesn't know how to use it. Similarly, people have got their life, but they don't know how to live it. So it is beautiful, and life is too short a time to just complete your quest for love. And people waste that time fighting among each other on issues, those who are trivial issues. Today's mankind, from the time when we originated life, has walked a long way. We have done well for ourselves. There are all the facilities that we have. All we need is putting our minds to reason so that we make life wonderful. But instead of that, we actually are indignifying life in all ways, whether it is nature, whether it is dignity to human life. The amount of this cruelty and barbarism that is going on by one mankind on another is beyond a sense of contempt. It is the question mark that is coming in the creator's mind whether he did the right thing or not. Only thing is probably he is waiting that good sense will prevail, because mankind has reason. It is not that we should be totally hopeless. Mankind has reason in the past, in the present. Maybe they will rise in the future. So let us hope for the best.
Correct. No, that's great. That's awesome. Let me read out the shout outs here. People are saying, Mazhar Mirza is saying, good morning to you, sir.
Hello, Mazhar.
And we have Nasir Aman saying he wants to talk to me live. So, Nasir, please inbox me. Why do you want to talk to me? What do you want to discuss on live? So, we can definitely talk about it. Kashif Najib Malik is watching. Atif Ahmed Khan is watching. Nasir Aman is watching. Ayman Musfi is watching. M.A. Salim Kamal Siddiqui is watching. Muzammil H. Qureshi is watching. Chaudhry Adnan Aziz is watching. So there are so many friends watching. Friends,
hello,
if
everyone.
you have
hello,
any
friends.
questions, If you have any questions for our guest, Mr. Prajesh or myself, please put them in the comment line here, and we will try to answer your questions. All right, so Hakim Zafar Iqbal is watching, asking, how are you? I'm fine, thank you so much, Hakim Zafar, for asking. Safdar Siddiqui is watching. So my next question to you, Mr. Prajesh, is that, you know, when there is success, there are failures in the life as well. So can you recall a single one failure out of your professional life? How did you recover from it, and what lesson you learned from it?
See, life is a mixture of success and failure, but I do not view successes as people view it. That means I became so and so, I got this trophy, or I got this recognition, or I got this money as a reward. That I don't consider as a success. Success is when you can erase the misconceptions in human mind and make him a better human being. That I consider as a success. That means I have contributed to mankind with another brain who will be a partner in the development of a civilization. But failures means at times I had to fight and do this, but yet those mindsets could not be changed. So that is failure. But similarly, when I have brought in smiles and changes in people and see them blossoming into a better citizen, better human being, I consider them as success. So it is a part of both mixture of success and failure.
So would you share one failure from your side, from your professional life? What happened?
Failures means I was trying to convince them in particular issue, but they remained that same dishonest or whatever. So those are failures. Taking their names will not be proper, or talking of those events will not be proper. But suppose if you want to win a gunnery meet trophy, instead of cheating and trying to win, that is not the proper way. Better to lose. So those issues were always there. What I'm talking of is my struggle has been always for human values. If you don't stick to values, you indignify yourself, you indignify life, and you put in a disease in the society who will, because mankind is very close to apes. Though I don't agree with the theory of evolution that we have come from apes, but our behavior pattern has got, like if I smile, smile is infectious. Similarly, if I cry, it will impact all the viewers everywhere. So that means there is a connection between our consciousness that produces these results. So if somebody cheats, that cheating becomes infectious and it goes on to the society. He has gained very little, but the damage that he has caused to the whole system is quite a lot. I'm talking of like the effect of colonial era. We are still suffering. It was only because there was a political ambition of greed that if we can collect a lot of wealth, we can have a good scotch and live our life well. Forget about their interests. But for this transaction of win-lose, this is a transaction of win-lose. You send such a bad feeler in the whole of civilizations that now mankind will take another aeons to recover from it and get to win-win situation. So one small error also is very dangerous when it crosses human values. And humanism is basically a thought looking at the East-West conflict and whatever is going on in the present global realpolitik, that we have finally not reached the perfect system. We will probably never reach, because things have to evolve, things have to keep changing. But things definitely need a change. At this moment, we have not reached what is called a democracy or communism state. This is not the final solution for dignity of life. Our main ruler is neither capital nor power. Our main ruler is human values. We have to accept a system of human values.
That's right. That's right. So, Prajesh ji, there is an interesting comment here I'm reading from Mazhar Mirza. Um, he's saying that perfection is an illusion. So, what would you say about this comment?
See, we need not be perfect. We're human beings. We are human beings means we are limited in our capacity of by the flesh and blood. But what we need to understand is when we fail, we must detect our errors, admit, repent, and then move on. And the others who find your errors, they should be able to forgive you for your failings. That is human interaction. It is, we need not be perfect and ideals and create an utopian world, but we can make a human world, and human world is utopian. It is heaven. When we understand the limitations of ourselves, that we are not perfect, therefore we are prone to errors. Like most of the people, what I call as ordinary, most of the people, they think that they know it all. They have come to know everything. But the fact is, there has been nobody so far who has taken birth in mankind who knew it all. If one of the greatest scientists like Newton says, I have collected only a grain of sand from the ocean, you can understand what about the ordinary. So the people who are passing out from the colleges, the universities, the PhDs, the scholars, the scientists, they must openly state it in front of people and lead them by performance and example, saying that we are prone to errors. We are human beings. We'll fail. We are not perfect. But when we notice our failing, we'll try to amend it. When somebody has pointed out that this is your failing, this is your limitation, we'll try to rectify it. Not stay on arrogantly that no, this is right and I'll continue. That is the aspect. We need not be perfect.
That is true. That's right. Okay, coming to the next question. Thank you so much for your insight on that comment. Prajesh ji, can you tell our viewers, whoever is watching or will be watching later on the recorded live session, how they can help you, how they can support you in your cause, what you're trying to do?
Of course, they can help me by creating this, spreading this light of human behavior, human love among each other. Wherever you see people fighting with animosity, you have to mediate, you have to get involved. You can't just look the other way around. You have to bring reason and sense into them with love and compassion. If you go around with a stick and a gun, don't fight, then the fight will escalate even more. So with love and compassion, people who are listening, you have to contribute to civilization, because civilization is like the tree which gives us fruits, which gives us shelter, which gives us everything, including, just think of our first of the forefathers, when even fire was not under our control, what kind of life they had. They did not have Eden. The mosquitoes, the leeches in jungle, the animals terrifying them, they struggled and they fought on. When they fought on and finally somebody took us on the path of creating a civilization, that particular man we have to pay our gratitude to. We have to pay gratitude to all the human struggles that has taken us to this comfort zone. If you don't have that sense of gratitude for what you have got, then probably we are not doing justice to ourselves and justice to our predecessors. And most important part that has to be remembered is, it is a very, very important part for all your audience and even beyond the audience. Each of us are carrying life genes which originated at life. When life originated, it got passed from living life to living life. So the genes we are carrying is living since that time. Right from the origins, the genes that we carry today, they are living from that time onwards continuously. the body which passed on the gene may have perished by the laws of nature, but the gene has not perished, the information within the gene. So that information within our own gene will feel hurt if our own selves, conscious mind, does not pay respect to those struggles. The same gene has struggled to come to this place. So if it is like you disrespect your own self.
True, true, that's right. We have another comment here. Mr. Amitabha Sam is saying, can we overcome two evils? Firstly, the religion, and next is politics. Let us make 100% literate world first. Let me interject here, and I'm not sure if calling religion or politics is an evil is true, because the religion has its own value and respect, and we are no one to call religion an evil. Whatever the religion is, all religions are respectable, and their followers are respectable too. The politics, this is something, personal. The politics is, that's how people react, especially in the subcontinent. Everybody is a politician, in whatever capacity, whatever respect, in whatever their mental approach is, or brain power is. Everyone is a politician. So I would say you cannot take it out of our blood. It's in our blood. That has been planted, as Mr. Prajesh said, that we have to respect our gene, and what is in the gene, we have to really think about it and respect it. So that was my comment on that. I'll come back to you, Prajeshji. Let me read a couple of more comments here. Here, Mr. Amitabha Sam is again saying that I think both of you are neglecting the basic negative aspects of the human beings. Well, if we keep pointing out, and I said that in my live yesterday as well, that by pointing out the negativity, it doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't get you anywhere, right? Let's talk about positive, so that people can get influenced by your positive mental approach. People can appreciate you. Why do we think about negative things all the single time and try to undermine the people who are bringing the good cause to the humanity and talking about uniting and things like that? That is important. Those are the positive things. Let's highlight those. Let's talk about, why don't we talk about that? Why do we go suddenly on a different tangent?
With you. Because when you involve talking about the negatives, you drive your consciousness towards those wavelengths, and thereafter you also become a part of the negative. We should highlight the positives and go towards them. We should not try to do not disrespect the darkness, but walk towards the light. Darkness is also, there is something, it has this question of Amitabha Som is my personal friend, and this question on the religion and politics that you covered, nothing is evil. Everything has its merits and demerits. Like the sine curve, everything has its merits and demerits. Religion has done great contribution to mankind. It is not the correct idea of religion, what it is supposed to be. That means the ignorance of mind about religion, and some people using religion as a pretext for their predatory motives, that has brought bad names to the religion. It is like if you have a knife, people go killing around and saying that the knife is bad. But knife has got a lot of life-saving contributions also. It has that role also. When you want to cut a fruit or something of that kind, or positive uses. So people's wrong notions about what is religion, that creates an impression, like it's a Marxist thought that religion is the root cause of all evils. They don't know anything. It is out of ignorance. Religion, if you go into its depth, the process of building up a religion is actually a process of translating a raw creation of nature into a human being. We are not born
True.
human beings. We are
True.
born as man and
That's right.
woman or transgender or whatever. We are born as raw, means God has taken us only up to that place and now left us the choice of trying to be a human being or remaining human. It is in that
Right.
cycle you
Right.
get into. So
That's right. That's
we
right.
do not have a choice where we have taken birth, which geography, which territory, which religion, which language. We do not have a choice in that. We do not have a choice on how our end will come. But our choice of becoming a good human being is purely ours. So if our identity is to be evaluated over a period of time, that what did you do in your lifetime, and if somebody did not become a good human being, then he has wasted. He has wasted
That's
all
right.
his conscious efforts.
That's right.
And
Well, I would say thank
about
you
politics,
to
even about
Mazahir.
politics,
Sorry.
even about
Sorry. Go
politics,
ahead.
I have
Continue.
covered this chapter
Yeah.
because it is the main chapter of humanism. Politics influences us all. But people's, again, notions of what politics is supposed to be is so very deluded and away from the truth. Politics is believed as means of pursuing power. That is not politics. Politics is main thought as conspiracies. Politics is he is politicking. That means he is trying to create divides. So divisiveness, all those actions are considered. That is not politics. Politics is system of governance. System of governance is when we have to deal between one human being to another human being, either in our matters of livelihood or in matters of our procreation or in matters of our literacy, education, health, all these things. How are you going to systematically make an arrangement? What will be the system between one to another? What is the modus of payment? What is, I'm talking of this language that we speak. Look at the phonetics that we use to communicate. Now somebody had to make this system. That means this sound, if you combine this sound, this will mean this. So people have worked hell of a lot. I'm talking of human beings, those, our predecessors, those who have contributed. Today it is so easy for me to utter these sounds. But a dog or a lion or somebody cannot do that. So similarly, politics is that system of governance. It is not all those. And it is a sacred duty of all individuals to keep their politics correct. If their politics is not correct, if it gets sidetracked, then everybody's life will be influenced. People
That's right.
generally think that they try to be smart. Let me be away from all these troubles and I'll continue to get the fruit.
Right.
Just in
So,
1947, as a beg your pardon?
Mr. Prajesh, we are sorry, we are running out of time here. So I would say thank you so much, Syed Sharifuddin, for your comment. I completely agree, and Mr. Prajesh will read out the comments as well. And Mr. Prajesh, please feel free to after this live go back to the comments, and if you would like to answer some of those through the comments responses, that'd be great
Sure,
too.
sir.
And
Sure, sir. I'll be honored.
we are thank you so much. We are coming to the end of the show, and I would ask you, what would you say as a final word for our youth?
All that I want to say is life is beautiful, provided you love and share and care. And life can be hell if you take any other routes. So enjoy your life, celebrate. It is only one time chance.
Great.
Don't fritter it up.
So that's right. So viewers, you heard what Mr. Prajesh said. Live your life, you have only one chance. All right. So enjoy your life. There are so many things that you can enjoy. Just go find it out. Create your own bucket list that has all the items that give you inner satisfaction. That is something really important for you to know about yourself. Explore yourself. That what do you want to do? Not by, political influences or, parents' influences or peer pressures or those kind of things. They lead you into a different tangent. So don't go there. Just try to explore yourself. Take the inner out and then create a bucket list and just keep checking off as you achieve those things, and you will see that your life has really transformed into something that you would love it and the people around you will love it. All right. Thank you
Well
so
said,
much,
sir. I
Prajesh
mean,
ji. Thank you so much. It was pleasure
well
having
said,
you
sir.
on the
I
show.
mean,
We had a very great discussion, and soon we'll be talking again some other day about some other topics. So thank you so much.
thank you, sir. May God bless. Bye.
All right. Okay, viewers, thank you so much. Until next time, stay in tune. Thank you so much. Bye now.